Leeds United's players have expressed their concerns over the Zika virus ahead of the club's controversial tour of Myanmar. The Elland Road side announced on Tuesday morning, following Sportsmail's revelation on Monday night, that they would be visiting the Southeast Asian country for 2 friendly matches, including a game against the national side. The UK's Foreign Office has recommended avoiding significant swathes of the country, barring essential travel. Leeds will not play in those areas. Myanmar has been blighted by the Zika virus, and insurgent attacks in the country killed 70 people earlier this year. The nation has also been accused of ethnic cleansing and human rights abuses against the Muslim Rohingya minority by the United Nations, which has led to 700,000 people fleeing across the border to Bangladesh. And in his press conference on Thursday, manager Paul Heckingbottom was asked whether there had been any fears over Zika. He replied, "Yeah, that's one of things that we're looking into. That's one of the things we have to be careful about in getting your fears put to bed." You can imagine, as soon as the trip is announced, people are going straight on the internet and what they're going to face. It's our job. We're professional people. Would they have been happy if it was held in Ibiza and it was a tournament? It's a job, it's what you have to do. We have lots of people getting vaccinated. Our job is to get as much out of it as possible. He added, "We want to get some spirit out of it from the players that go and some bonding. It's not a trip where I can ask as players. Performances won't be judged. It's more for the team and the get-together. There's lots of travel, it's an awkward place to get to. And internally for games as well. We've seen a brief schedule for it and it is packed with travel. It's a club decision. We've been told the dates and times. If players have concerns, we have to deal with them. They have to be legitimate and there then have to be things put in place to alleviate those concerns." Our CEO Angus is out there at the moment carrying out all the checks. The club is doing all the right things to make sure it's a smooth trip and a trip we get something out of. We have got some health jabs today and we have got lots of players that won't be going for various reasons. Pablo Hernandez, who signed a new contract on Thursday morning, is not expected to be on the trip. Sweden international Pontus Jansson will not be there as he will be involved in his nation's build-up to the World Cup. Fabian Hamilton, MP for North East Leeds, became the latest senior politician to weigh in on the tour on Thursday. He said, "Leeds United must cancel this planned tour of Myanmar immediately. The genocide and suffering of the Rohingya Muslims is not only an extremely serious breach of international law, but a crime against humanity. I urge Andrea Radrizzani to call this off." That followed the Rohingya community in the UK calling the decision to tour Myanmar disgraceful. They added, "Leeds United FC is going to play football on the ground soaked in the blood of innocent Rohingya children, women and older people." Italian owner Radrizzani took to Leeds' official website to defend the tour in an open letter. He wrote, "I have spent over 10 years living in Asia and Myanmar is a country I have visited on many occasions. I am aware of the serious issues within the country, but I also know that it is a beautiful place filled with incredibly warm and welcoming people. It is somewhere very close to my heart." Radrizzani revealed there were no financial incentives for the club directly, adding, "The club is not receiving any fee to play. Rather I see this both as a personal initiative to support local football and a way to introduce the name of Leeds United in the fastest growing country in Southeast Asia." Labour MP and Shadow Sports Minister Dr. Rosena Alan Khan, who has been a prominent figure in the highlighting human rights abuses in Myanmar, wrote to Radrizzani on Tuesday. She expressed her dismay at the plans. "Leeds United has a fan base across the world, many of whom will be dismayed by the news. Do you honestly believe your fans want the club they've supported all their lives to start endorsing a state carrying out such awful atrocities on innocent people? It is imperative that Leeds United is on the right side of history. I sincerely hope you will reconsider your post-season tour." Amnesty International have described the actions against the Rohingya Muslims in the northern state of Rakhine as genocide. The military has killed men, abused women and children and razed villages as part of a brutal human rights record. Both the military and government, which is led by Nobel Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi, have denied any responsibility for the violence. Leeds will take on a National League All-Star team on May 9 before a game against the Myanmar national side on May 11 on a tour sponsored by Aya Bank. Aya is owned by Zaza, who has been blacklisted by the United States for his relationship with the former government. He is also considered to be a close ally of the current regime and Suu Kyi.